Good morning, first and fourth block. It is Thursday. I guess that makes it March 26th. Lot to cover today, so I'm going to jump right into it. First of all, nothing is due this week. Again, it is not mandatory. If you want to read to expand your educational horizons and to make you a better learner and a better thinker and a better reader, check out the daily reading, but nothing is due, okay? Um, Secondly, you should have gotten some communication yesterday from Evergreen Local Schools. Okay, if you're not getting their emails, you're not getting their phone calls or their text messages, go to the website. There's a coronavirus page set up, and you can make sure that you're getting those emails because the online learning plan got put forth yesterday by the Evergreen Local School Board or Evergreen Local Administration, and it looks like the tentative plan. And again, remember this is tentative is that if Governor DeWine decides to close down schools for longer than the original 3 weeks, okay, then we would end up starting our online instruction on Monday. Now, again, that's an if-then statement, and I know that's a kind of a math term. If we get extended from the 3 weeks, then we will start online instruction this coming Monday. Okay, and this coming Monday is, let me check my calendar. This coming Monday would be dun, 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 Monday, March 30th. Okay. Now, if between now and Monday we don't really get extended, and Governor DeWine doesn't make any sort of proclamation about what schools should do, then we'll go along with our original plan, which was nothing was due. Again, if you have a question about that, please let me know. But for now, at least for today and tomorrow, nothing is due. Don't sweat it. Okay. So that's first of all. Second of all, it's going to be really important if we do move to online instruction that you check your email, your school email, that you check your Remind, that you check Classroom, that you follow instructions. And those are some things that some of us do a little better than others. If you're watching this video, there's a good chance that you're kind of on top of things. But like we talked about at the beginning of the semester, help your friends who might be struggling. Okay, help somebody else up the ladder behind you. If you're already checking this stuff, check in on a friend who may not be checking Classroom and Remind and their email, and make sure they're doing those things, okay? Because that's how we're all going to be able to be successful. As teachers, we want to be flexible here, but I know that you guys have the skills to be successful with any sort of online learning plan, okay? So check your school email, check Remind, check Classroom. I'll try to keep the homework matrix updated. All those things, all those methods of communication are going to be vitally important. So that's first of all. Second of all, today's reading is a poem. And now I know most of you are like, okay, so I'm definitely not going to read that poem because poetry's lame. It's a really, really short poem. It's not a very long poem. You should be able to read it pretty quickly. And again, I think it's really relevant to what we're doing today. So if you're the kind of person who wants to take a pause, hit the pause button and now play, because we're going to talk about John Donne's No Man is an Island. And so if you have that pulled up, let me make sure I can kind of look at it here. Yeah, No Man is an Island by John Donne. Now, if you notice, it's rather old. 1624 is kind of a long time ago. But it's important for you to understand that, like, a lot of times really, really good poetry can stand the test of time. Really, really good poetry can be relevant in the 1600s, just like it can be relevant in 2020. And this poem in particular, is extremely relevant because of the way in which it ties in each one of us to each other. So when we read poetry, obviously the title is really important. No man is an island. And so you start thinking to yourself, okay, I'm not by myself, right? Or I'm not in this alone, is a way you can first think of that. And if you read the poem itself, you're going to realize that that's kind of his message throughout the entire poem. When he says, no man is an island entire of itself, every man is a piece of the continent, is part of the main, he's using the metaphor of people with land, right? And he's saying that nobody is by themselves as an island, everybody is connected to a larger continent. And that kind of ties into some of the things we've been talking about in these videos, where I've been saying we're in this together. We definitely need to take care of each other. We definitely need to make sure everyone else is doing well, because we all benefit when everyone does better. And when it comes to a health crisis, the more that we can kind of stay away from each other and not communicate a disease and take care of the ones who are sick, the better off we will all be together. And as all of the health experts have been saying, like, we will get through this faster the more that everyone works together. And that's kind of John Donne's point in this piece. Okay. I love the line where he says, "Any man's death diminishes me," and I'm pulling from the modern version just because I think that's a little easier to understand. It says, "Any man's death diminishes me because I am involved in mankind," and to me, like as I read that as a poetry reader, I read that not only as a statement and a proclamation on his part, but also really a commitment. Like I am involved in mankind. I'm committed to mankind and the people around me, and I think that's a really really strong statement. And I think that that is something again that hopefully a lot of you have already learned in your young lives and continue to learn going forward. There's also one more connection that I just want to touch on. In especially English literature and American English literature, we see a heavy connection to biblical allusions. And we've talked about allusions before. Remember, Allusions, not Illusions. So, allusions with an A is reference to another work or reference to something else in popular culture. Um, I think I would be selling you short if I didn't at least mention the biblical allusion in this piece, where John Donne is basically referencing the Bible story of Cain and Abel. Okay, and for those of you who are not religiously inclined, that's okay. I'll just very quickly explain. So Cain and Abel were brothers. Cain actually murdered Abel, and when the higher power asked him where his brother was, Cain asked the question, "Am I my brother's keeper?" And many religious scholars and many philosophers have used that phrase to stimulate discussion about what role we all have in a larger mankind. So John Donne, writing this poem, is very much, I think, drawing from the biblical tradition of asking the question, am I my brother's keeper? And I would argue, and I don't think anyone could read it in a different way, I would argue he is saying the answer is yes, you are your brother's keeper, right? You are in charge of taking care of other people around you. And I think that's not only noble, but it's helpful for the advancement of mankind. So, those are my thoughts on the poem that I posted today. Again, it's on Classroom. It takes you to Common Lit. It's called No Man Is an Island. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section. You can email me. You can message me. And let me know what you thought about it. For those of you who have been participating, thank you so much. Get your other friends to participate because, like I said, eventually I think we're probably going to have to do this officially, and it's going to count, and it's going to be required, and all those words that you guys ask, is this for a grade? It will be soon, as far as I'm aware, or as far as I think. So get used to it now. All right. I hope you guys have a great Thursday. Yesterday was an amazing day. I hope you got outside. It's supposed to be even warmer today. One of the things that I saw in my neighborhood that I don't notice all that often is, I probably ran across 5 to 6 other runners. I ran past a family who was just having a picnic on their front lawn, people who were out doing yard work, and it just felt like even though we're all kind of feeling the stress of, isolation, I think that we are definitely making the most of it as human beings. So I'd encourage you to do the same. Get outside today while maintaining social distance, but get outside and enjoy the world around you. I'll check in tomorrow with you on Friday. Have a good Thursday, everybody.